Hi guys, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Sims 4 tiny home speed build. So first off, I do just want to apologize if my nose or if my voice sounds a little bit stuffy or anything like that, or if it sounds like I can't breathe or something, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm getting sick or if it's just allergies or what it is, but my nose is really stuffy and I can't really breathe through my nose right now, so yeah, that's why I might sound a little bit more out of breath than I normally do. But yeah, so we're going to be building another tiny house today. Not, I almost said house and home at the same time. But yeah, we're going to be building another tiny house today, which is not really a surprise considering I've been posting tiny homes like literally all week. So yeah, it's not really a surprise that we're building another one, but yeah, it's actually a tiny house today, so it's not a micro home or anything like that. It is just a tiny house, and it's actually probably the biggest tiny house that I've built. I mean, it's only what, like 55 tiles, so it's technically not the biggest tiny house that I've built, but it's only for 1 or 2 sims. So all of the previous tiny homes that I've built have been at least for 3 sims. I mean, like the blue suburban one that went up yesterday was actually for 4 sims, and then I believe the Victorian one that went up earlier this week, I think on like Tuesday or Monday or something, was for 3 sims. So yeah, this is kind of like the biggest tiny home for the least amount of sims, I guess. That's a good way of putting it. But I mean, I did think that the sims that live here would have a dog or 2, so technically it's for like 3 or 4 like household slots anyway, even if they're not like for actual sims. But yeah, so this is for a gardener sim, as you guys could probably tell from the title and thumbnail and everything, and I'm building this in Brindleton Bay. So it's on a 30 by 20 lot in Brindleton Bay in the like wooded area, so it's not by a road or anything like that. It's very secluded, and it kind of reminds me of somewhere where you'd find maybe an older couple living with, you know, kind of like people that live off the land or something like that. So yeah, I really loved building this, and I did get quite a few suggestions for, you know, to build a plant lovers or a gardener's tiny home, and I thought this one would be perfect for that because I don't know, I've put a lot of plants inside of the house and the outside is really landscaped. I did cut out the landscaping because it took me forever to do. But yeah, it's not very manicured landscaping, so it's not very fancy or anything like that, like planned out. I wanted to make it look as natural as possible and kind of like fitting in with the surrounding landscape. So a lot of like those really long grasses that you see around the world, and just a bunch of plants that don't look like they've been manicured and tended to, kind of like they've just grown everywhere, and the people that live here have kind of just made little pathways through them, so they've just basically let the plants grow wherever they wanted to. So yeah, I did want to make it fit in with the surroundings of Brindleton Bay as much as possible. So yeah, I used a lot of like debug plants and stuff, which is why I cut out the landscaping, because obviously debug plants you can't copy and paste them, so I had to like click every single one individually and place them all, and I was also rotating the camera like crazy to try and get them in the right spot and everything like that. So I just decided to cut that out instead of, you know, risking the chance of giving you guys like motion sickness or something. But yeah, I did leave in all of the rest of the build, so like the floor plan, bathrooms, all of the rest of the stuff that you guys might like to see. And then we do have a little like greenhouse area out the back, or like at the side of the house, that I made out of a glass roof. It does work. I did play test it. Your sims can reach everything in there. I did put a ton of like planted like plants in there, so I believe I put in a few vegetables and a bunch of different flowers, because I did add a flower arranging table in the like greenhouse area. So I thought maybe one of the sims was like really into flower arranging, and that's how they made their money or something like that. Kind of going with the whole like living off the land idea. This lot doesn't have the off the grid lot rate though, because I just didn't want to deal with that. Honestly, I didn't want to deal with having to try and find a way to get lighting to work on the lot and all of that stuff. And I did want them to have a tub, and you can't really have a tub with the off the grid lot rate because yeah, you can't have tubs for some reason, and having a dog without a tub is a whole nother pain in the butt. So yeah, I just decided not to do that. So I mean, you could do that if you wanted to, maybe replace some of the lights that I've used with something that works off the grid or something. But yeah, they do also have a TV in here, so yeah, that would be useless if you lived off the grid. But they do have one of those like 3-in-1 combo TVs, radio, bookcases things that came with Tiny Living. I didn't put in a desk or anything like that, since I figured, maybe they're an older couple, so they probably wouldn't have too much use for a computer. But they do have 2 bar seats, so you could easily put a laptop down and have them work at the counter or something if you really wanted to. But yeah, I figured, the Sims that live here would probably spend most of their time outdoors. They maybe have like a TV or whatever, just to, have something maybe for the grandkids to do if they come and visit for the day, or for company if they have company. And I think they might use the like stereo with that item a little bit more than they use the actual TV of it. So yeah, I had a ton of fun building this though. I had a lot of fun just going like crazy with clutter and trying out different things, and just having fun with a tiny home. I mean, I've been having so much fun with tiny homes recently, you guys, you have no idea, which is something that I never thought I'd hear myself say, because normally I'm someone that likes building bigger homes that I can do a lot more with, or at least I used to think that you could do a lot more with bigger homes. But now that I've built a few tiny homes, I've realized that you can do quite a lot with them. You can fit quite a lot in them. And it's really fun, because if I'm in the mood to do, let's say, a modern home, I don't have to worry about accidentally building this really big modern like monstrosity or something that I never want to furnish. I can build a cute little tiny modern home and finish it in like one sitting, and then move on to the next thing that I'm inspired to build, because that happens to me a lot. That's why I very rarely do mansion builds. I love watching mansion builds and stuff like that, because I think they're absolutely amazing, but I just don't have the attention span to build a mansion. I usually, whenever I try and build a mansion, I would build like the exterior or something, and by the time I get to like the landscaping, or maybe by the time I get to the interior, I'm just completely bored of it, and I just want to move on to another thing, because at that point I've already had like 3 other ideas for builds that I want to try. So yeah, I think that's probably one of the things that I like most about tiny homes, is that I can do one when I'm feeling inspired to do it, and then by the time I'm done with it, I've already had another idea for another home that I can do. So yeah, I don't know. You guys might expect to see a few more tiny homes on the channel. I won't do all next week won't just be tiny homes. I don't think. I'll probably throw in an apartment build in there somewhere or something like that, because I've really been wanting to do another apartment build. I haven't done one in ages. So yeah, we'll probably have another apartment build sometime next week, and maybe a bigger home like later in the week if I can get it done. And then obviously a few more tiny homes, because I still have like a really long list of ideas for tiny homes that I want to build. So yeah, this house though, let's get back to this house for a second. But yeah, this house is just 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and it turned out to be just over 50,000 simoleons, so almost 51,000 simoleons. So it's really expensive. I mean, especially considering that I didn't really use like regular landscaping, so the landscaping doesn't really cost you all that much, but the like furnishing of the house did turn out to be quite expensive. I mean, if you're playing with the idea of it being like 2 elderly Sims, maybe they've retired, so I'm thinking if your Sims can afford to retire, they probably have at least 50,000 simoleons saved up. Maybe they've sold their old, like, bigger family home now that all of the kids are out of the house and everything like that, and they can afford to just come and live in a place like this, that's a little bit more expensive, but, they probably don't have to worry too much about bills and stuff like that. So, yeah, or whatever, your storyline you guys want to play with. I mean, you don't have to have these Sims in here that I have, had in my mind when I built it. You could have, obviously, any Sims you wanted to have live here. You could completely change around the color scheme if that's something that you'd like to do. Or, I mean, completely, like, renovate the interior and furnish it a little bit more modern. you know, or anything like that. But yeah, this build is up on the gallery if you guys do want to download it. It's up on the gallery under my gallery ID, ChrissieYT, or you can find it by searching for my for the hashtag ChrissieYT or hashtag ChrissieYork. I'll also leave a direct download link in the description to the online gallery website if it's easier to find it that way for you guys. But I have been having some issues with the online gallery website in particular, where I haven't been able to access all of my builds. But I know they recently did some maintenance on the gallery and it seems to have fixed it, so hopefully I won't have any issues with that. If you guys do find that, you know, you go down to the description and you can't find the link, that might just be because I've been having issues with the gallery, and I'll have it up there as soon as I'm able to. But hopefully by the time this video goes out, I will be able to grab the link for you guys and have it be there for you. But yeah, also something really exciting that I wanted to mention is that yesterday I actually uploaded a giveaway video. So thanks to the EA Game Changers program, I have an extra code for Tiny Living to give away to you guys. So just follow the link in the description. I will leave a link right at the top to the giveaway video where you guys will be able to find out how to enter and everything like that. So if you guys want to join that, there's a link in the description, and I'll remember to put one on the screen for you guys as well. But yeah, there's a link to the Gleam website in that video that you can follow to enter, and you have until the 29th of January to enter that giveaway, and then I'll be picking one winner to, you know, get a free copy of The Sims 4 Tiny Living. And that is only for PC and Mac though, because obviously the console version, so for PlayStation and Xbox, hasn't come out yet. But yeah, I hope you guys are, you know, liking all of the tiny builds that I've been doing. I've been having a lot of fun with them and actually playtesting my builds, which is something that I never really normally did, because normally my houses were big enough so that I would kind of already know what would work and what wouldn't work. But with these tiny homes, I found that I probably should just playtest all of them to make sure that everything works. So yeah, I have been playtesting everything and everything does work. Just make sure that you do turn on move objects though before you place the lot, because I do build with move objects. And that's probably a safe bet if you're downloading any of my builds, or probably even anyone else's builds from the gallery. You probably always want to have move objects on before you place it, just to make sure that everything places correctly and ends up in the correct places and stuff like that. Because I know for the landscaping that I did over here, I think a lot of it probably wouldn't have been able to, I wouldn't have been able to do a lot of it if it wasn't for move objects. So yeah, just make sure to turn that on if you do want to place this lot. But it is CC free, so yeah, I hope you guys like how it turned out and that you're all having an absolutely amazing day. And I will talk to you on my very next video. Bye guys.